Hey Northwest, welcome to week number 4, the final and last week of the 4-week focus. We're a little sad to see it ending, but we know that God has done some amazing things in your guys' hearts and in your groups these last 4 weeks, and we're excited to hear about the stories. Please share the stories with us in campus ministries, with people on your floor, people in your classes, your professors. We want to hear about what God is doing in the hearts and in the lives of the students here on campus. And so please don't be shy about that. Tell some friends, talk to anybody. We want to know what God's doing in your hearts. And so this last week is our final week, and just to recap, week number 1, we talked about becoming. Who is the Lord inviting you into becoming? And just wanted you to pause and be able to reflect on that, maybe like you've never done before. Week number 2 is about noticing. In light of who we're becoming, in light of who the Lord is inviting you to become, what are the areas that the Holy Spirit wants to partner with you to do sanctification and restoration? Because we're sinful beings, and the Lord has made us new creations, and we get to walk that out in the life and the following of Jesus. And then week number 3 was all about practicing. How are we going to practice the rhythms and the lifestyles and the habits of Jesus? And I hope this last week that you're able to put one of those into practice. And like Christian said last week, for this season, you might not need all of the practices for every season right now, but for this season, what are the practices that the Lord is wanting you to put into place, and who are the people around you that you want to do those practices with? And for myself, it's been Sabbath, and I've been putting Sabbath into practice, and I've been learning that, and it's been wonderful. And so we hope you enjoyed week 3 practicing. And so for week 4, we're talking about enduring. What does it look like as Jesus followers to endure, to keep going, to continuing on when maybe life gets hard, when we have persecutions, when we're unsure what's happening, or it's almost hard to trust God because of circumstances? Like, how do we keep going? And so, Christian, we want you to tell us a little bit more about enduring as Christ followers.
Yeah, well, it's the middle of semester, and so just the word endurance probably means something right now.
Yeah.
I hate running. I hate running, but just go with me for a second. I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Shout out to our men and women's soccer team.
Yep.
Y'all got some endurance.
Yeah.
But I remember being on the treadmill once, and I was going, and I was going, and I was going. And after a while, I didn't change the speed of the treadmill. So I was going the same speed the whole time, but it was just getting harder and harder and harder. Why? Because even if I'm doing the same thing for a while, my body's getting worn out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the difficulty of what's going on in our lives. It's actually just that we need stamina, we need grit, we need to endure. We need to just keep on going. And the Christian life, the one of a follower of Jesus, isn't always one of working harder, but it's just one that's not giving up. You're tenacious, you're steadfast, you keep moving. That doesn't mean things are always easy. It doesn't mean things are always fun, but it means there's a resolve, and not just a willpower, but a future hope and a conviction of, this is who I'm becoming, and this is the life I want to have. And so right now I can handle a little bit of pain. I can handle a little pressure.
Yeah.
I can keep on going. I think about the life of a follower of Jesus. And it's so easy sometimes to get discouraged, and it's easy to be like, man, I'm not who I want to be. I'm not where I want to be yet. And sometimes just looking where I'm at right now, it can feel overwhelming. But when you think about a lifetime of following Jesus, when you think about who you're going to be in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, man, we're shaping to become that sort of people right now. And what that often needs is endurance. And so for this last week, the question simply is this: how are you going to keep on going? Not just out of striving, not just out of a work ethic, but how are you going to keep on in your following Jesus, in your noticing, in your becoming, in your practicing? How are you going to become the person who Jesus is going to make you? So we encourage you in these last week to really take everything you've done so far, take the last 4 weeks that you've focused on, and really lean in. Consider endurance. May we really be a community, I hope, that we be a group of people who endure. We love you so much, guys. We're so glad you did this last 4 weeks, 4-week focus. And would it be something that you continue on into? Maybe you even endure what's happening and you keep going with it in your life groups in the weeks to come. So we love you.
Yes,
we'll see you later.
Thank you.